All right, I want to do a talk on creating something better than LinkedIn. Well, when I realized the confinements of their sandbox, right? And I realized that I'm not able to basically play around their sandbox because you know I live outside the box, right? That's what people say. Trout, you live outside the box. Yeah, I'm in Japan. I mean, I'm living outside the box. And let me just, before I go back to what I was saying, I was, in 2006 when I left Japan, 2004 actually when I left Japan, and actually people thought I was crazy. I left for a number of reasons, and ultimately the big reason was I didn't see a future, and I saw, financial. I was offered a job on Wall Street, and I chose to not take that job, and go be an English teacher in Japan. And in 2006, I started a blog because I was watching, I was on the outside. I was outside the box. I was outside the United States, like looking at the United States. And I became friends with the former economic strategic advisor for Reagan, Prezowitz, and started reading his material and following him, and came to the same conclusion. I actually wrote a blog in 2006 called The Fall and Decline of the American Empire, which coincidentally, that term, that phrase, I'm going to take credit for it because before me there was no one using it, right? To my knowledge, maybe there was. But I was the first to basically use that, create a blog for it, and talk about, in a way, predicting the financial crisis that inevitably happened. And I'm so glad, in essence, that I got out of the States when I did and made a life for myself in Japan, where I live now. This beautiful, here are the rice paddies. And, in the mountains over there, it's just gorgeous. And the crows, look, I got my audience up here, the crows up there. The crows are great in Japan. They're just the most smart. I saw the first mating. Have you ever seen a crow basically trying to seduce another crow? It's great. They do this little swooping, and I don't know if you realize, but the crow and the bird of paradise are related. And the moment I saw the crow doing this little swooping, and then it would swoop up, and it would swoop up, I was like, there's the bird of paradise, right? You big, fat, ugly crow. There is beauty inside you. There is some love and passion inside you. It was beautiful. It was a great. I've never seen that. I've never seen a little mating ritual of a crow. So, ultimately, by living outside the box, I realized that the terms of agreement that LinkedIn has is their biggest weakness. The structure, the sandbox that they've created themselves is their biggest weakness. And the second thing that I realized is I can't run my, my alpha on LinkedIn. So I'm starting to run it on Facebook because it can run on anything until they boot me off Facebook. But ultimately, the open incubator Foundup, right? The open incubator framework, and I'm calling that OIF is the open incubator Foundup. And you can look up bit.ly, just go to bit.ly, OIF, all capital letters OIF, small letters manual 45. You can read the first section of the OIF manual, which is completed. All right. The OIF is a system for launching ideas using crowdfunding. You see, not crowdfunding, crowdsourcing, correction. Crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, right? You see, neither LinkedIn nor Facebook are crowdsourcing sites. To my knowledge, there isn't a crowdsourcing website, right? They're all niche focused. We, on the other hand, basically Foundups.com, right? Foundups.com, you can watch a presentation, are going to be a crazy, crazy bazaar, all right? And everything that you can't do on LinkedIn, you'll be able to do on our site. Everything you can't do on Facebook, you'll be able to do on our site, right? And we'll be completely open. No gatekeepers, none of the BS, none of that. Do what you want to do. And the key here is setting up the user controls. Because unlike LinkedIn that was built 9 years ago, they didn't understand user controls. We will build a platform with the user controls. And our target, our initial target, even though ultimately we will be able to pivot to all the current segments that are on LinkedIn and provide them a better experience. Our launch, and this is something you learn from Facebook, has to be very specific. And ultimately what we will do is target the change makers as our primary client. And once we have the change makers, then as they come on board, basically others will follow. Because there's really no change maker crowdsourcing platform for launching Foundups into startups. Why is that? Because we have the Foundup. The Foundup is a blue ocean strategy that basically is kind of like Cirque du Soleil. There isn't another Cirque du Soleil out there, is there? There's only one Cirque du Soleil. There's a lot of big tops. There's a heck of a lot of big tops around the world, but there's only one Cirque du Soleil. So the Foundup, there's only one Foundup. There's only one open incubator, and that's with Foundups Corp. So the opportunity, what I realized after getting really mad at LinkedIn, was that we can do a better job. So over the weekend, I have built a team of 10 developers, and ultimately we have already started developing the platform. So we've already started working on the back end, the front end. We'll get the basically the what's it called, the what we call the landing up, probably in the next week. Work on the design docs right now. You'll notice what I've done is I've basically pretty much looked at my initial drafts that are online, or they're going to be different than that, but I basically looked at LinkedIn, changed it around, and said, you know, why not be basically the open LinkedIn? The open LinkedIn without the BS. So we're LinkedIn without the bullshit. And where we will allow you to have unlimited accounts. We'll allow you to create multiple types of profiles. We'll allow you to basically you know, connect with anyone that wants to be connected with. And ultimately we will allow you to be free to have that user experience that you want in crowdsourcing, right? So the key is your user experience. Not what mine is, or not what I think, you know, yours should be, but the user experience that you want. And I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go here. I guess I'm going to walk down this road. LinkedIn may get rid of their problem if someone like whacks the stupid gaijin walking down the road. So we'll see. I'm walking down this road. There's no sidewalk. I should cross on the other side, but at least I can see them coming at me. It's probably more dangerous for me to walk down the side of the road than it is for me to drive and talk, ironically.